Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program, with Cecily Tynan, Rick Williams, and Monica Malpass.
Good afternoon. Happy Thanksgiving. Monica Malpass will be along at 5 tonight. In the news, no holiday for ballot counters in Broward County, Florida. And today was no walk in the park for hundreds of runners. But the big story on Action News this noon is Philadelphia's big Thanksgiving Day tradition. The 6 ABC Boscov's Thanksgiving Day Parade stepped off this morning under sunny skies and in temperatures near the freezing mark. Mickey Mouse on a calliope helped get the 81st annual parade, the oldest in the nation, off on the right foot. Arthur was the first of the parade's 16 giant helium balloons. There's Arthur. And the honor of being the first band in the parade went to the band from Pennsbury High School.
Music for us.
Pennsbury was one of a dozen of bands in the parade, bands from as far away as Texas, South Carolina, and Alabama. Once again, stars from ABC shows took part in the parade, including Michael Badalico of The Practice, who arrived in style on a giant lion float this morning. And as the train float arrived, dozens of cheerleaders, the Universal Cheerleaders Association, performed to that old hit Love Train. Thanksgiving, of course, is a time to get together with old friends, including two of the parade's traditional balloons, Rocky and Bullwinkle. More than 5,000 marchers and volunteers took part in the parade. Many of them needed to keep the giant balloons in line. Another musical highlight was provided by hundreds of gospel singers on the Art Museum steps. And some of our favorite faces from Channel 6 were also part of the parade this morning, riding on the 6 ABC gazebo. And then it was time for the grand finale in front of the Philadelphia Museum of Art and Santa's long-awaited arrival. The holiday season officially underway in Philadelphia. Well, Lisa Thomas-Laurie and Dave Roberts had a bird's eye view of the extravaganza, and they once again hosted this year's Thanksgiving Day Parade. They joined us live from Center City with some of their final thoughts. Hi, guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too, Rick.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Rick. What a fabulous morning. The sun was shining brightly, and
Thank goodness.
was every year we say it gets better and better. It's not just a line. It was just fantastic, and to be down here and be part of it. Look at the floats. We're looking at some of them from Chopper 6. Just a beautiful sight day. What was your favorite?
Well,
Not Miss Piggy?
My favorite, and Miss Piggy has always been one of my favorites, but I'll tell you, just a beautiful day for it, as Lisa said, and the handlers and the volunteers in the city, they all did such a wonderful job. So many people make this work. A giant Acme shopping cart. I said we're going to get the entire Action News team in there to go along and do some shopping. We had performers. The Sesame Place characters were there, Bert and Ernie, and the balloons. We had more balloons this year, Lisa, as you know, than ever before. It's great to see this aerial view because we didn't see this during the parade, but Chopper 6 was there, and the marching bands.
Oh, the marching bands from all across the country. Of course, the Pennsbury Marching Band has been in our parade so many years, and we had so many from different states around the nation, Ohio, just adding so much to the parade this year. And the fans were out. You talk about how cold it's going to be. They don't mind one bit. They come out in force.
No doubt about that. It just was a wonderful morning. And, of course, Lisa and I proud once again this year to be part of it, and we hope that your family enjoys the rest of your Thanksgiving Day. So the excitement is winding down here at the Parkway. We're winding down too. You go home to your family, I'll go home to my family.
That's right. Do a little resting.
Yeah, I got that sweet potato pie waiting for me. She made me a sweet potato pie, Rick.
She made me one last year, but I didn't see one this year.
My turn. It was my turn this year.
Maybe something I said.
You might still be getting one, Rick.
Oh, really? Okay.
Everybody.
Thank you very much, guys.
Okay.
Have a nice holiday. Well, as the parade unfolded along the Ben Franklin Parkway this morning, thousands of folks braved some pretty chilly temperatures to see it in person. And with more on that is Action News reporter Denise James, who joins us live on the Action Cam along the parade route at Aikens Oval. Hi, Denise.
Hey there, Rick. And folks are, as you say, leaving. The crowd is thinning, police coming through, and apparently everybody's feeling pretty good. They came here, as you say, to brave the cold weather and watch the parade, and left with a good, warm feeling. Thousands of people lined the parade route to watch the floats, balloons, bands, and more.
Great day to spend time with your family. I have a lot to be thankful for on Thanksgiving.
The boys wanted to come out, and we braved the weather last year. I thought this year would be a piece of cake, even though it's just cold. That's all.
The cold weather didn't seem a deterrent for many. Whether with blankets or warm beverages, people came prepared to stay warm in the Thanksgiving crisp air.
Called bundling up. Everybody's layered up and hot chocolate. All I need now is some coffee.
For some, the parade experience is a tradition they want to keep alive for generations to come.
Wanted my kids to have the same memories I did when I was a child. My father down there, he brought us every year to the parade. I wanted to them experience the same thing.
They love it. They love it.
Sounds like you loved it.
I do. I do. I love it.
I like the floats and the balloons.
You think you want to come every year?
Yes.
You think when you have children, you'll bring them?
Yes.
You think when you have grandchildren, you'll bring them?
Yes.
And great-grandchildren?
Yes.
And great-greats?
Yes.
Well, Thanksgiving is indeed a tradition for many people. There are thousands of folks that come here who've come here for years because it's just their start to the holiday season. It's a tradition for me, usually on this side of the camera, but thank goodness I get to enjoy the floats and the balloons as well. It's been a wonderful morning. Happy Thanksgiving. Reporting live from Center City, Denise James, Channel 6 Action News.
Thank you, Denise. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Well, as we mentioned, Mother Nature kept the snow away on this Thanksgiving Day holiday, but she did give us some frigid digits to talk about. Sally Ann Mosey is in for Cecily, and she's outside with a quick peek at the Turkey Day forecast. Hi, Sally.
Well, hi, Rick. I was out there on that float, and sure, it was cold, that northwest wind, very gusty, and in fact, you talk about the single digits and the wind chills, they were down there. In fact, take a look at the morning wind chill in Philadelphia. The temperature 8 degrees, at least that's what it felt like when you factor in the winds. Northeast Philadelphia 7, 6 in Trenton, and Atlantic City also down at 7. A frozen turkey, that's what I felt like out there. 35 degrees are expected high today. You factor in the winds, about 15. Normal would be 54. Action radar shows you still seeing some snow flurries up in areas just east of Lakes Erie and Ontario, but much of our area, no problem whatsoever. We did have a few flurries very early this morning in the Mount Pocono area, but nothing in the proper area of Center City. In fact, we're going to stay dry. So the question is, when will we warm up? The answer is coming up in the exclusive AccuWeather 5-day forecast. Rick?
All right, Sally Ann, we'll see you later. Thank you. Americans observe the spiritual side of the Thanksgiving holiday in different ways today. In Center City this morning, Catholics attended Thanksgiving services at the Cathedral Basilica of Saints Peter and Paul. Of course, many Americans make a point of saying a prayer of thanks on this holiday before enjoying a family feast. There's an old tradition in South Philadelphia that actually saves you from working. Customers bring ready-to-roast turkeys to Casha's Bakery. For a small fee, the bakery does the cooking, freeing time or oven space for other dishes. The birds had to be in the store by 7:30 this morning, and they'll be done by 1 o'clock. Great idea. And no feast is finished without a sweet ending. Here in Narberth this morning, shoppers found that special pastry or favorite pie at Ware's Bakery. Ware's is a favorite of folks in the Narberth and Lower Merion communities. Staff members say the store will be open until 2 this afternoon for folks who encounter a dessert emergency. And many folks are spending their Thanksgiving Day getting a head start on the holiday shopping season, which traditionally kicks off tomorrow. And believe it or not, there are some stores open today. Action News reporter Matt O'Donnell found one. He's live on the Action Cam in South Philadelphia. Happy Thanksgiving, Matt.
Happy Thanksgiving, Rick. And I tell you, I think that they'd be more concerned with the turkey and the stuffing rather than the big sales here at the big Kmart in South Philadelphia. But I guess not. This is one of the few retail stores that is open here on Thanksgiving, and it's certainly not hurting for customers. The big Kmart on Oregon Avenue opened its doors at 6 a.m. Yes, 6 a.m. Not only that, a quick head count by store staffers had about 100 people waiting in line at the front door in frigid temperatures just to start buying before the rooster crows.
Well, it takes away from the tradition of Thanksgiving, but it's good for sales, and that's what we're looking for.
19-inch TVs and DVD players and microwaves were among the many bargains. Few here seemed able to resist a morning trip, no matter what the intended purchase.
Do you mind shopping on Thanksgiving?
No. Ask my husband, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind shopping. It's spending the money that I enjoy.
Excuse me, who's watching the Thanksgiving turkey during all this?
The turkey is already cooking. It's in the heat already.
But who's watching?
It's watching itself.
I just threw the turkey in the oven and said I'll be right back.
What if the turkey burns?
No, I don't think so. It's okay. It's okay. And then if it does, I have, we'll fall back on the vegetables.
Not a bad idea to get a head start in sales because some economists are predicting this year's holiday sales aren't going to be as fruitful as years past, citing higher gas prices and a seemingly stagnant stock market. Live in South Philadelphia, Matt O'Donnell, Channel 6 Action News. Rick.
All right, Matt, thank you. Well, lots of local runners did the turkey trot this morning here in Fairmount Park. It's an annual Thanksgiving Day 5-mile run sponsored by the Fairmount Park Commission. Nothing like working up an appetite for a Thanksgiving meal. And the runners know that burning off some calories early in the day can make that big feast this afternoon a little more guilt-free. And there was Cecily Tynan finishing up, or maybe she was the first one. We don't know. And coming up on Action News this noon, Dick Cheney continues his recovery at a Washington, D.C. hospital. And it had to happen sooner or later. The cold shooting Sixers suffer their first defeat. Sally Ann Mosey is back with the AccuWeather holiday forecast, much more, when Action News at noon continues in a moment. Stay with us.
We've got the gifts, we've got the gifts, we've got the gifts.
Strawbridge's After Thanksgiving sale starts Friday at 7 a.m. Save 25 to 50% store-wide. Use your extra 15% off bonus coupons.
Yeah, we've got the gifts.
This place is wonderful. And you're pretty good, too.
What did you expect? This is New York.
This is Governor George Pataki. There's no limit to what you can do on a winter vacation in New York State.
Roast turkey, homemade dressing, baked yams with those tiny marshmallows. You came, you saw, you ate, and now you better rest up. Because starting tomorrow, you're sure to enjoy Raymore and Flanagan's After Thanksgiving sale. Brand name furniture, store-wide savings, pay nothing until 2002. Hey, this is big. Are you listening? Hello? Raymore and Flanagan's After Thanksgiving sale starts Friday, 10 a.m.
We've got the gifts, we've got the gifts, we've got the gifts.
Strawbridge's After Thanksgiving sale starts Friday at 7 a.m. Save 25 to 50% store-wide. Use your extra 15% off bonus coupons.
Yeah, we've got the gifts.
The presidential election controversy in Florida is not taking a break for the Thanksgiving Day holiday. In Broward County, workers showed up at 9 this morning to resume their inspection of challenged ballots. They're trying to finish the hand recount process by the 5 p.m. Sunday deadline set by the Florida Supreme Court. It's a day off for vote counters in Palm Beach County, though. They'll resume tomorrow under a court directive to consider so-called dimpled ballots. Vice President Gore's campaign went back to the Florida Supreme Court this morning to try to get the hand recount restarted in Miami-Dade. The canvassing board decided yesterday not to hand count votes, fearing it could not finish the entire process by Sunday's deadline. The Miami votes could be critical to Gore's chances of overtaking George W. Bush's 930-vote lead in Florida. The Bush campaign, meantime, last night took the controversy to the U.S. Supreme Court, asking the justices to put a stop to the hand counting of Florida's ballots. Bottom line, 16 days after the election, and still no president-elect. Republican vice presidential candidate Dick Cheney continues his recovery this noon from what doctors describe as a very slight heart attack. The 59-year-old Cheney checked himself into a Washington hospital early yesterday morning, complaining of chest pains. But doctors waited for about 10 hours before telling reporters Cheney had undergone a surgical procedure to widen an artery. And doctors then later called a news conference to say Cheney has suffered a heart attack, his fourth. But they also say Cheney will be able to resume his normal activities after a short hospital stay. Last night, in a call to CNN's Larry King Live, Cheney said the incident would not affect his ability to serve as vice president.
Sure. Yeah, no, there shouldn't be any problems of any kind like that. Obviously, I'd always follow my doctor's advice in that kind of situation. That's the only fair way to proceed, but we don't anticipate any trouble.
No doubt about you serving.
No doubt about my serving. All we have to do now is get elected.
Doctors do not think election-related stress was a factor in Cheney's condition. Back here, 3 people began their holiday in hospitals after a grinding crash in Burlington County. Happened just before midnight here on Route 38 at Lumberton Road in Hainesport. Police say a car collided with an ambulance, leaving the rescue vehicle perched atop a divider, as you can see here. One victim was taken by helicopter to Cooper Hospital in Camden. 2 others were sent to Memorial Hospital in Mount Holly for treatment. In nearby Mount Laurel, police are looking for a hit-and-run driver at this hour. They say a woman was trying to walk across Route 38 near Union Mill Road at about 10:30 last night. She was hit by a pickup truck, then hit a second time by a red car. The driver of the pickup stopped, but the other motorist did not. The victim was taken to Cooper Hospital in critical condition. Police are not releasing her name. This was no holiday for firefighters in Kensington who spent the night battling a 4-alarm blaze inside a vacant warehouse. They were called out to Emerald and York Streets at about 11:17 last night. Took more than an hour and a half just to get the blaze under control. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Officially, no word yet on a cause, but investigators tell Action News they do consider the fire to be suspicious. Striking teachers in Magnolia, New Jersey are facing hefty fines this noon. A judge Wednesday said the teachers union would be fined $15,000 and union officials $500 a day for each day the teachers remain off the job. Magnolia's 40 teachers went out on strike last week and stayed on the picket lines through yesterday, despite the back-to-work order issued by Superior Court Judge Theodore Davis. Contract talks are expected to resume on Sunday.